So you're a contracted sales rep. You're brand new to the high ticket remote sales, contracted sales, online money, Twitter space, and you're trying to figure out how to build a network that works without you and helps you get hired faster. For quick context, I started doing these things a couple of years ago, and I went from getting hired in maybe a few months after a few interviews to getting hired in 3 days. And now I'm business partners, and I didn't really even get a job offer. It was just because I had developed some natural relationships and built these over time, added value where I could, and eventually you just found some value match. Um, so again, real quick, it's like I'm Jake JB. I partner in a serial agency alongside Cole and Dylan. You've probably seen them somewhere, but this is a question I got from a new follower. You know who you are, and this is a really good idea. For all my new followers, I send them like a quick Loom video that I've made that just says like, "Hey, let me know how I can help you." This is one I've gotten a few times now, so it was well overdue to make this video. So you've probably, if you've watched some of my stuff, or maybe even you know me, you've heard me talk about, the two things you need to start compounding as soon as possible in the remote sales space. Number one is your reputation, and number two is your skill set. Number two happens by being on a really good offer. To hop on a good offer, the best thing I would recommend you do is join a private paid community. There's a bunch out there. Ask around, ask people on here, DM people, figure out which one would be best for you and which one would be best on based on kind of where you're at right now. Getting onto a good offer is usually going to happen. Give yourselves the best odds at success by joining a private paid community because that's where recruiters go, that's where offer owners go, that's where offer owners are, that's where companies and businesses and entrepreneurs, that's where they're going to trust people coming from versus you trying to just cold outreach on social or just do something like that because they're not trusted and they can't trust you. But if you've shown that you can invest in yourself, by all means, they're going to trust you and you're going to actually get those interviews that we really need you to get. That's the skill set portion. By all means, you could do it by practicing mock calls and all that, but a lot of 80% of the learning is going to come by being on a good offer with a really good manager. That's how you accelerate your skill set. That's how I did it. All that said, let's talk about how to compound your reputation. So again, this is called networking in the old business world, but I hate that word and it's kind of cheesy and everyone's like, I'm not networking, but I am networking. Like I don't need anything from you, but I really want to ask you something. Like networking is dead. I hate it. What you need to start really thinking about is compounding your reputation. And what this means is your reputation and your skill set, but your reputation should be an asset that grows over time, that builds value over time, that compounds with each individual interaction and relationship and should grow bigger over time, and eventually your reputation should separate from your inputs and start to grow exponentially. That's why I always make the analogy about compounding like interest, like an investment. That's what your reputation is. There's some input you have in and there's an outsized output that you get out. That's really hard to determine and is probably reliant on a lot of luck and timing and all those things. So let's talk about this. I've organized into like what we need to do, how we should do it, what not to do, and what you should do instead. So let's talk about what compounding your reputation actually means. What it means is you're basically reaching out to people looking to learn. You're looking to add value. You're looking to follow through. That is a specific way to compound your reputation. Ask for feedback and also like doing work. I think a really good way to compound your reputation and start to develop relationships is do some free work, a little bit of free work. Like, why not? That's a way to add value. And so let's kind of get tangible. One of the ways I was able to compound my reputation with a good friend of mine, Justin Schmidt, was um, one, you know, I never really reached out to him to ask for anything in particular. We just started working together, and he started showing an interest in kind of making offers and running things and leadership and those types of things. And so what I did was I just started sending him offer ideas. And I said, "Hey, I got this offer. Like, what do you think? You think this could work based on your experience?" And it was casual and it was lighthearted and it was genuine. I really wanted his feedback. Fast forward a year or so, and we were working together, and we had a really great, awesome time. We printed a lot of money, and we're still really close to this day. And he's a really great friend of mine. So that's a specific example. Now, if you're starting out from scratch or you're a younger guy with no experience, like you got to figure out where you can add value. So one quick way to add value would be going through someone's funnel and giving some feedback on it. if you're really trying to compound your reputation with offer owners and people that could hire you in the future. By all means, you shouldn't be trying to network with people that can give you stuff. Network with other reps out there. See who's online money Twitter and just say, hey, I'm really looking to add people to the list of people that I know in this space. Would love maybe 10 to 15 minutes of your time. Doesn't have to be now, can be in the next month or so, but would love to chat. Just get to know you. I have nothing to ask you. Here's a really good example. So Vance, Harm to Table on Twitter. He's a really talented coach, works on a great offer, great closer, really good dude. 15-year Army vet, just a solid man overall. He spent 45 days in the space, not making one single ask, but he took the time and understood I'm going to have to build a list of people around me and add nodes to my network all over the place to increase my luck surface area, increase my rate at which I can kind of have serendipitous, lucky things happen to me. And also, when the time comes to make an ask, I will have this network behind me to help support in that ask. And that's super important. That's all you need to do. Add nodes to your network, add links to the chain. And you have to do so not under the guise and under like hiding your secret intentions. You literally have to get yourself in the mindset that you have no intentions. There's nothing to ask for in return. You're just asking for someone's time, which is valuable, by the way. So let's kind of go into the how. So when you're asking to make if you're really trying to add someone to your network and you're trying to compound your reputation, just make the asks that you're making for people like simple. Like, hey, do you have 10 minutes to chat? Hey, do you mind if I add you on WhatsApp? I have some random questions all the time. You seem like someone that would be a good source to answer these. I promise I won't bug you. And you have to understand that people are going to say no, or maybe they might ghost you in the DMs. But just ask and make it simple. Like, make it very, very simple to connect with you. And again, you just have to have some form of value that's going to be different for every single one of you. That can be a different video I make, but that's super important. Also, make it relevant. Like, I was asking Justin about offer ideas as he was trying to build up his own thing. I recognized that that was valuable to him. And I said, hey, I think we can actually combine forces here. I'm going to shoot you some ideas. Let me know what you think. And make it relevant. Make it casual. Like, one of the things I've done to build some really great friendships in this space is just by, like, if I see someone win, I say, hey, happy to see you winning with no intentions. I just want to put myself on your radar by being a nice dude. I would do it in person. If I saw you winning or I heard about some success at a coffee shop or if I saw you walking around town, that's what I would say. Um, be a bro and show some love. That's one of the things I also say too. And let me actually add to this real quick. So I just found this post-it note, which is really important. So there's this entrepreneur named Jesse Itzler. He's really, really talented, really famous, and also married to someone famous. And he talks about the three C's. And so, like, let's talk about the how. Let's add to this actually. So let's kind of go down here and let's just go uh, three C's. I stole this directly from Jesse Itzler. And so what he does is every single chance he gets, and he says on a daily basis, he'll do one of three things to people that he wants to keep in his life and to compound his reputation. He will compliment. He will congratulate. And he will console. One of these three things every single day he does to people in his life that matter that he wants to keep around. That's all you're doing when you're compounding your reputation is just finding the people that you want to keep in your life and keep them in your life, right? Like, if you invest into a company, you don't want the amount of shares to go down. You want the amount of value to go up. You don't take away shares. You wait for time to do its thing. And so this is a really tangible way to be a bro, show some love, keep it casual, keep it relevant, make it simple. Like, if you see someone winning out there, just send them a message. Again, with no intent. That's the whole thing. Is we can sniff it. We're humans. We understand when someone is trying to take from us. It's a evolutionary reaction. So we can know this. Again, this is why I'm over here. Don't be a taker, be a giver. Just reach out and compliment someone. Don't do all three of these things, by the way. Congratulate someone. Say, hey, really cool to see your success. That's awesome. Or console someone. Hey, sorry to hear about the bad news. I really, hope you're doing well. Let me know how I can help. and be genuine about it. And when time comes, help. That's a really tangible way on how to make this happen. Now let's talk about the don'ts and what to do instead. So when you're trying to compound your reputation and reaching out to people and adding people to your network and trying to build a reputation here, 5 things that you shouldn't do and avoid at all costs. Don't ask for a job, especially on the first interaction. Don't be like, "Hey, I'm reaching out because I want a job." It's not a really good way to compound your reputation. It might be a good way to get a job, actually. Like, "Hey, you hiring closers?" That's fine, but we're not. We're talking about a separate exercise here. Don't do it your way. Don't say, "Hey, book on my calendar right here. I've got 15 minutes. I'd love to chat." It's not. It's pretty tone deaf, dude. Don't lie. Like, just don't be like, "Hey, I'm a really really good closer. Would love to work for you," and your close rate's 11%. You haven't worked on an offer in 6 months. Again, people can sniff it. People can say, "Oh, this world is small." Be authentic. Don't be a taker, be a giver. This is a huge principle that a lot of the top minds in this world think about. If I could change and kind of just grab all the takers and say, "Hey, this is the way to lose." I know you may feel like you're winning in the short term, but long term you're going to lose. Um, that was what I would do. In every single case, be a giver. Don't be a taker. Give your time to people. Give your time to people that are behind you, or perceived to be behind you, or that you want to help out. Right? Like, I had a college basketball coach. He always said the 2 greatest gifts in life are time and love. I'm not saying to love all these dudes on money Twitter, but I'm saying maybe give your time, maybe give your work, maybe give your expertise, give it out for free. That's a really good way to compound your reputation. But don't be a taker. Don't be asking people what they can do for you. Ask what you can do for them. And then don't cash in. The time to cash in your reputation, the time to actually make a huge ask is always going to come naturally, and you're going to know it's going to be so obvious that it's time for you to cash out on that it's you're going to feel comfortable doing it. You're going to feel like you're following your moral compass. Instead, invest, 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 invest. I have people that I am literally doing the 3 C's for, and I don't even know what I'm gonna need them for. I don't even know if I'm gonna need them for anything. But they're people that I really admire their work, and I want to keep in my sphere, and I want to help compound my reputation. So I'm investing, and so I'm complimenting them and congratulating them, and consoling with them over and over and over and over again, because I know at a certain point in time, maybe I could use their help, or maybe they could use my help, and they're going to reach out to me. But that's the point, is I don't have any reason to cash in right now. So hopefully this can kind of understand how to start compounding your reputation. It's something I tell everybody that they need to start doing. Again, if you want to compound your skill set, that's for a different video, a different exercise altogether. But this is really how you network in a modern way that doesn't make you feel slimy, doesn't require you to wear a suit and tie and to go to meetings and hand out business cards. We're talking about online as a way to intelligently do this. So hope that helps. Let me know if I need to expand on this. Let me know if any of this is unclear. And as always, let me know if this helps. Take care.